think that a lot of guys get lost in what they think is flirtation that we are actually turned off by. What are you about to do? Get in the shower. Are you going to think about me while you're in the shower?
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a lot of corny lines that guys
Yes.
tend to use that is a huge turnoff, and they
Oh
think
my.
that's flirtation instead of what we perceive as flirtation. Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode of The Single Season, hosted by me, Alison Wellington, better known as Align with Alison. This week's episode features Sherelle, who is struggling with losing attraction after she meets seemingly good guys. But before we get into the episode, I would like to thank this season's sponsor, Knox Brand Media, the go-to brand coach for 6- and 7-figure millennial entrepreneurs. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give me a 5-star rating if you think that this content is 5-star worthy. And as usual, I'll have some free resources to offer you if you listen through to the end of the episode. So let's get to it. Sherelle, can you hear us? Can you see us? Are you in the building?
I am.
Hi, Sherelle. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
Good, good. So I've already let our listeners know that you are struggling with meeting guys, kind of liking them at first, giving them a chance, but then losing attraction thereafter. So Sherelle, the mic is yours. Tell us what is going on with you and your dating experience.
So really it's just like I meet great guys, and we'll go out for a little bit and randomly I will just not be interested anymore. Like I don't know if it's maybe something small that they did or maybe something that they said that rubbed me the wrong way. But I'll just randomly be like, you know what, I don't even want to talk to him no more. And then we'll probably still talk, but I think that my behavior gives off I don't want to talk, and so we just end up not talking anymore.
Mm-hmm. So you said you don't know if it's something that they did that was small, or you don't know if they've said something minor that offended you. Is that the case? Do you not know, or do you know? Are they saying something that most would consider minor that's offensive or
Yeah,
annoying?
definitely.
Can you give us an example? Can you remember something that a guy said that turned you off that you think that most people would consider minor? Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. Of course, you're familiar with me. My name is Alison, certified dating and relationship coach, and I'm sure you've seen all of my testimonials, the engagements and the weddings and the babies, and I help my clients to bring those relationship goals to fruition through my 6-month coaching program, The Partner You Deserve. In that program, I teach my clients how to navigate dating both online and offline, and how to work on becoming the best versions of themselves for themselves, but also so that they can energetically attract the partner that they claim that they deserve. I want you to think about the struggles you've had of dating in the past. I want you to think about when you were 30, 35, 40, 45, and the fact that you aren't where you want to be. At some point, something has to change. So what you're going to do is you're going to click the link below, and you are going to book a consultation call so the both of us can discuss how I can help you to get the rings and tings.
Okay, so I was actually just dating this one guy, and he said, so I'll say this: we had never had a moment in person. We had hung out several times. We had never had like a close moment, like a long hug, or maybe like a deep look in the eyes. And then he had asked me for a kiss. Like we were texting one day, and he was like, "Can I have a kiss tonight?" And it really kind of irked my nerves a little bit. And I was just like, why would you ask me that over the phone? Like that's something that you would determine when we're in person and you just read the room and you're like, you can go in for a kiss. And that kind of bothered me, and I was just like, I don't think I really want to talk to him anymore.
Okay. So was it that he was too forward or inappropriate, or did you think that he was like awkward for even asking a question like that? Like, what is it exactly about asking that question over the phone that bothered you?
So let me say via text, not even like over the phone. It was via text. And I don't mind the forwardness. I'm a very forward woman. I think it just kind of bothered me that he like asked that and didn't kind of just take the initiative, like when we're in person, to read the room and say, "Let me go in for a kiss."
Okay. That's not too bad. I got to tell you,
It's
that's
not.
not too bad. Do you have any other examples you can think of?
So same guy. Eventually, we were still talking later down the line, and he goes on to say, "I said I was up one late night or whatever." And he was like, "Well, you were up with your toy thinking about me." And I was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm not talking to him anymore. I'm done."
Okay.
That was it.
Not that guy, because that guy is clearly corny and over the top. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to bother you. Can you give us one more? Somebody else.
Somebody else. I don't know. That's like the most recent. I don't even date often, so that's like the most recent one.
Okay. So I'll be honest with you. Based on what you said about that dude, he does seem super corny. And as a result, I wouldn't want to continue to date him either. And I think that a lot of guys get lost in what they think is flirtation that we are actually turned off by. What are you about to do? Get in the shower. Are you going to think about me while you're in the shower?
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a lot of corny lines that guys
Yeah.
tend to use that is a huge turnoff, and they
Oh
think
my.
that's flirtation instead of what we perceive as flirtation. So for the gentlemen who may be listening, let's talk about what flirtation looks like, okay? Giving us a compliment. You look so beautiful today. I love your smile. A nice long hug. Ooh, you smell so good. Compliments that would be flirtation. You know what else is flirtation? Doing stuff like taking our car for an oil change. That's sexy, right? Like doing stuff. If that's where we are in the steps, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not talking about a first date dude because I'm thinking you're going to steal my car and not take it for oil change. But doing things, right? Like we're talking a lot in society about masculine and feminine energy. And so the gentlemen are complaining, especially about Black women that we're not showing up feminine enough. But they also need to show up masculine enough, right? And so the act of doing. But this over-sexualized conversation with someone that we have not been intimate with is off-putting and it's unsexy. So guys, hear what we're saying. Stop it, okay? All right, so now back to you specifically though, right? Those two examples, I'm actually in agreement with you, but I am glad, and I did notice that you still gave that guy a second date or a second chance after he annoyed you a bit with the first comment. So you are making an effort. Is it that you're cutting them off as soon as you're turned off, or do you give them a second, third, fourth potential try?
Now I'm doing that. Now I'm going past what may make me annoyed because I understand it's like you're just nitpicking. People have their differences. He may read it wrong. So I am doing second and third chances after they bother me now.
Okay, good. That's a good thing. Now, what I will say, only because you didn't give me an example of something that was really outrageous, I don't know if anyone's familiar with the show Seinfeld, but the character Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld, he's notorious for being turned off by women of the smallest, littlest things. He didn't like the shape of her hand. It's ridiculous, right? And so we want to make sure that we're not falling into that. But really, the root of being turned off by truly minor things, not what you shared earlier, but truly minor things, many times is fear. We're afraid. We think that we want to be in committed relationships. We think that we want to get married, and we do, but also we are afraid to have our heart broken. We're afraid to overextend ourselves again. We're afraid that things will fall apart. And so we nitpick and we're overly judgmental, right, of the people that we're seeing because it's easier for us to dump them early on in the game than it is for us to be vulnerable to actually get into that committed relationship. And then what if they're the ones who dump us? What if we don't measure up? What if we're not good enough? What if there's something that I say that's off-putting? What if there's something that I do that's unattractive? And so that's many times a defense mechanism, Sherelle, that folks use in order to avoid heartbreak and in order to avoid disappointment. Does any of this ring true in any kind of way for you? Hello, beautiful people. You know I always say that faith without works is dead. So let's put in some work so that you can be found by the partner that you deserve. If you're not ready for full-on coaching yet, then it's time for you to join the Future Wives Club. It is a private community where I teach how to navigate dating successfully in 2023 and beyond. What does it offer? We have 120 plus hours of past Q&As, all of my past trainings and ebooks. We have a monthly insight session, pop-up mini trainings. I check in with you twice a week to make sure that you're staying accountable and you're going outside so that you can position yourself to be found by the partner that you deserve. We have Wifey Wednesdays where I send you morning affirmations. There's discounts off of coaching and masterclasses. And lastly, and most importantly, we are building a community of sisterhood of like-minded women who have the same goals and aspirations as you do. So what I need you to do is click below, join us in the Future Wives Club. It costs less than your daily cup of coffee. Take action. That's the only way that you're going to see the difference that you desire.
No, I usually just I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm okay with rejection, so I feel like I might have said something. And if I do, I usually go back and apologize, or I might spin a block like, did I offend you or something? So I don't think that is really that. Honestly, I think sometimes I just date even when I don't really feel like it. Maybe I just be bored or something. Sometimes I'll just date out of boredom.
Mm.
Yes, not necessarily as a defense mechanism, as in I just might be bored. Really needed something to do when it's nothing to do type thing.
And Sherelle, let me tell you, the guys are going to curse you out because so many of them complain about, I mean, the way they phrase it is they're being used for a meal, which we can buy our own meals, sir. But yet being used still, but being used as entertainment or something to pass the
Yeah.
time, right? And so we have to be
Yeah.
very mindful that obviously we don't want to be used as women. And the number one thing we're concerned about being used for is sex, our bodies, right? And so
Absolutely.
we're super protective of that. We should be, because that's our biggest concern, and rightfully so, because many times we are used for that. And the gentlemen have the same concern, and their concern is being used for money, usually, right? For gifts, for dates, for these dinners that are so special to them, but for entertainment too, right? And so we have to find something else to entertain us if we're not actually looking for something legitimate. And if we're going
Absolutely.
out as friends, that means that we're going out as friends. That means, like, if you and I went out, I ain't paying your bill, right? I'm paying for
Yep.
my drinks, you're going to pay for yours. So if we're going out as friends, that's cool for entertainment, but it can't be, I'm bored, so let me just call this dude up, because now you're putting out the energy of being a user. I say that lovingly. I don't want you to beat me up.
No,
Like
no.
just putting out that energy. We don't want that. We don't want that kind of karma to come back to you. So find something else to do, go out with a friend, or say, hey, let's just go out as friends. I understand who wants to fit the bill? Nobody. But you don't want to put out an energy of, I'm just going to go out just because then when it comes time to you and you're ready to get serious, I'm going to have sex with her just because.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to mislead her just because. I'm going to tell her what she wants to hear just because. And we don't want that kind of energy to come back to us. Okay? So before we wrap up, what last questions, what last thoughts do you have, Sherelle?
I don't know. I don't think I have any, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think
All right. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on the show. This was a really excellent episode that gave us some insight to what a lot of women are facing. Like, I'm not really feeling it, but we know why, Sherelle. You ain't feeling it because you wasn't feeling it before you left the house. So that's why. And when you do come across the guy who really interests you and you yourself are ready to get back into dating, into a serious relationship, it will click. I believe it.
Absolutely.
All right. So thank you so much and have a good one.
Thank you as well.
Bye. All right, folks. So you heard it here first. We do not want to put out an energy of using, right? And even if the use we might think is minor or it's not a big deal, it's a favor, it doesn't even cost anything. It's still an energy that we don't want to put out into the universe. If you folks use that kind of language or whatever may have you, you don't want to put it out there, okay? And so make sure that you are intentional about what you do so that you can hold other people intentional the same way. All right, folks, it has been a pleasure. I really enjoy doing these episodes, and I hope that you guys are getting some real value. In order for me to be able to continue to produce content like this, I need this from you. I need you to like, I need you to share, I need you to comment, I need you to hit the notification bell, I need you to subscribe, and I need that 5-star rating. So help a sister out so that we can continue to do the work that we're doing, creating quality content around dating and relationships. Again, I am Alison Wellington. It has been a pleasure to be your host, and have a good one.